G'day, or as the toaster in Red Dwarf says, howdily doodly do. Smagging ridiculous. Great show. I grew up with, my parents are Irish, so like born and raised, like if you, people who've met them are like, oh, you don't sound Aussie at all. Nah, mate, because they're not. But I grew up with a lot of really great British TV shows, you know, Black Books, Peep Show, Red Dwarf, Father Ted. So, you know, Irish, but whatever. Classic stuff. Anyway, look, I want to talk a bit today. I've woken up to a bit of negativity surrounding Nashville, and I guess that's the CMA Fest kind of thing. A lot of us in town get very stressed because it's very overwhelming, but I want to give some positives to Nashville to counteract what has been some kind of negative stuff about it, you know? I really love this city and this place and this environment, and I want to talk about some really great positives that come from moving here. You know, they say if you want to get like really good at something, you've got to get good at it, but you've got to surround yourself with people doing it, right? Like if you want to be the best soccer player or football player in the world, like you've got to surround yourself with people playing football and play it non-stop and think about it non-stop, invest in the culture and like really dive in, right? That's kind of why it's really great living in Nashville. If you want to get really good at music, no matter what kind of music, you know, well, no, depending on the music, but certain styles of music, you move here and you dive in. The thing is, there's so many amazing musicians here, and I'm lucky to know so many well-known, but also not so well-known, incredible musicians. Like there's like so many stories like, oh, I walked into a guitar store and I saw Vince Gill playing and it's just mind-blowing. And like that's happened to me. Or like, you know, I go to the guitar show a day early and like Brad Paisley standing with Nacho and stuff. And you're just like, oh, dude, like this is unreal. But the thing is, you go downtown or you go to a gig and you see these amazing players and you end up getting to know them and playing with them a bit. And by virtue of being with them and being the worst there, you're going to become much better, right? This bloke's driving in 2 lanes. Oh, she doesn't care. So when you move here, you're able to invest and dive into a culture that's going to allow you and support you to get better. I haven't really found it very dog-eat-dog. You know, I've perhaps noticed a trend of people being more willing to and accepting to work with people who aren't going to turn around and say like, hey, I think you could do this better, or you should do this because this is not good. But I personally, like when I moved here, I say this often and I'll clarify it and I'll talk about it. My friend Stephen Kelly Hunt said it best, right? He goes, I know when you say you're the worst musician who moved here, worst guitarist. He goes, you're not actually the worst guitarist. You just didn't understand how to play in a band the way we do it, how the songs work and how the tipping culture works, how everything works. But he goes, the fundamental understanding of the mechanicals of the instrument you had, but you didn't have the rest. And he's correct. And someday I'll talk about my old teacher Mick Goodrick and my childhood teacher Tom Shepard and what these guys did for me. But I've got to talk about the guys who helped me here. When I moved here, my second day in town, it was 10 in the morning and I showed up to a place called Paradise Trailer Park, and a bloke named Mike Bork said, come sit in, son. And I played Folsom Prison and I played Working Man. And when I finished, he said, well, and he looked at the band and then he looked back at me and he said, I can work with this. And since that day, Mike has helped me do nothing but get better, right? Calls on the phone, tears, hours and hours talking and hanging out. Oh, we've gotten into fights and we've made up. He's one of my best friends. But I've had the same experience with so many people. I was really fortunate to get to hang out with like JD Simo not long ago, and that was really amazing because he's one of my biggest heroes when I moved here, you know, and now he's a friend. But I was like, oh man, I'd love to ask about some side stuff because I don't really get it. He was like, oh yeah, check this out and go work on this and this. And it was like just a little bit of information that's really helped. Another example, I've had him on here is Andy Reese. I was like, I want to get better at playing Western Swing. Sure, come by the house, get better at playing changes. And all these people, Barry, all them, it's not to name drop, it's to say that these people are accessible here, but they're willing to help. And that's the biggest thing I think people misunderstand. When you move to Nashville, they're not going to find you, unless maybe you move to town and, you're Brent Mason level, like insanity good, like just virtuoso, like, you know what I mean? Then maybe your name's going to spread around. But even then, I know a couple guys here who are virtuoso level, but keep a low flight level on the radar and haven't been found yet, but they're happy doing what they do. But the thing is, if you move here and seek out these people and really show them in earnest that, like, hey, I'm not going away, I care, and I want to do something, they will help you in the capacity that they see fit to. A bunch of people have come to me for Lord knows what reason, and they've said, how can I do better downtown? I said, well, I don't know, like I've had the best experiences downtown, the worst, but this is what I can tell you. But what I can provide is a kind of a look at perhaps what Nashville is like for me and what it could look like for you. What I want people to understand is that it's what you make of it, but being surrounded by so many people who also care can only make you better, right? Because you're able to go and sit with them in person, and there's a weird synergy and deeper strata of knowledge and truth that comes out when you sit with that person. I've met a bunch of people who studied with Ted Green, and they've said just by virtue of sitting with Ted Green, they became better musicians. So the way he talked and enlightened them. When I moved here, I had no clue how the hang worked. I had no clue how playing worked, blah, blah. And I had some really great friends sit me down and be patient with me and teach me, but they saw that I continued to work and wanted it so badly that I would do anything, that they believed in me, and they still do, so they kept working with me. And that's what this is all about. It's moving here because there's so many great people here who will take a chance on you, but you've also got to prove that, like, hey, I'm not I'm not just kind of trying to get the views or the whatever, I want this. And I had when I first got here, I had a road gig given to me by a good friend. I got let go from the road gig. I wasn't the right fit, but also, I didn't understand necessarily how the Nashville thing worked. I still ran it like it was, I was in Boston. And I called my friend who gave me the gig, and I was crying, and I was like, man, I'm so sorry, I failed you. He's like, no, look, you don't get it. I've still got to teach you a bit about how it works, and you're going to take probably about 5 years to get good at playing in a band to the point where you understand how this works and what you need to do. But he goes, you're fine, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. So I trusted and believed in him, and we're still good friends to this day. And he still recommends me for stuff. But the thing was, I didn't act in a way that said I know everything. I acted in a way that said I'm willing to learn and willing to grow, because I don't know everything and I never will, but I want to know as much as I can. That's something about Nashville. That's probably the biggest thing about Nashville that I think people miss. I was going to give all these reasons, but I think that's the biggest thing, is if you're here, there are so many people here who can help you and are willing to help you. A lot of people rag on these guys who are big YouTubers or big players in town, but I can't do that, because they have, in one way or another, said something or given me something tangible or intangible that has propelled my career to a new level. An example is a guy, Jason Jordan, right? Jason Jordan is like a local legend. Everyone knows Jason. He's the nicest guy. Jason is just such a good human being in so many ways, right? And he's got the perfect way of blending feels and rhythm in a way that I just don't understand. It's incredible. Now, Jason, when I moved to town, I didn't have an amp. And he knew that, and I had hit him up before I got to town on Facebook, because I did my research about who's here, and not just the big dogs, but some local cats, and that's very important. You've got to know, you've got to do your research. But I rocked up to a gig, and I had the HX Stomp, and I was running direct on every gig. He goes, man, that would sound good with an amp. Plug this thing in. PV Bandit 60, 65 with a pile speaker in it. He goes, man, plug this thing in, this will sound good. I was like, okay, cool, man, thanks, sure. So I plug it in. And he goes, I go, well, you're going to have to leave after like 3-4 songs, so no point miking it up. I'll just plug back into the DI. He's like, no, mic it up. He goes, I said, good. He goes, cool, that's your amp. You owe me $100. He gave me a while to pay it off. He did that not because I was desperate for a band or anything, but because I didn't have an amp and he wanted to help me. And there's things you can do like that. I gave my PV Bandit to someone. I can't remember who. I gave someone a Bandit because I was like, oh, you don't have an amp? Well, I'm fortunate enough to give you this. Here, take it. Someone out there has my Bandit 65. Good amp. Very good amp. Very fun amp, Mike Book lent me a pedal steel. Still does, because I can't afford one right now. But he knows I love practicing and learning, and he has enough of them that he's gone, well, I can help you out, so just take it. There's a big community vibe here, and that's really important. If you move here trying to cut people down and do all this, people are going to know. And it's like if you say something bad about someone, well, it's like, someone was talking poorly about this play to me, and I was like, well, that's one of my best friends, dude. Like, I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're wrong. He's one of my closest friends. I really don't like that. Oh dear. Something's happened there. Oh, they're getting towed in the middle of the road. Well, anyway, that's unfortunate. That exit's blocked off, I guess. But here's the thing. You've just got to remember, people here are willing to help and willing to do the right thing. And, it's just about accepting that you can move here and learn something, you know what I mean? Every day you can learn something. There's blokes, so many times there's been conversations on the phone till 3 a.m. with blokes who are just mind-blowing players, in town, and I don't get the telly thing and the country thing very well, but these guys are always willing to help. Oh, hours on the phone with Borg, Chuck, Matthew Lee, the best telly players, and they know I'm not a telly player, and I'll never probably be an amazing telly player, but they're always willing to give me the advice and talk to me and help me how they can, right? And that's the main thing. The other thing is we got good food here. I know everyone comes for the hot chicken. I'm not a Hattie B's fan, but I like somewhere like Q owns 400 Degrees. That place is really solid. I like that. There's really good Indian food here, good Middle Eastern food. Got some good burger spots, Jack Brown's, stuff like that, Burger Up, whatever. Great breakfast spots. We've got Bill's, Sandwich Palace. We've got good stuff to do in the city. I think a lot of people relegate themselves to just kind of hanging out downtown when there's so much more. We got great guitar stores, obviously. I think a lot of people are like, well, I walked in, I didn't see a single 59 Les Paul. It's like, okay, well, if you're looking to see that, there's only I don't know how many, 1,200 ever made. So yeah, they might not all be on display, but did you go to every store and did you ask around and did you find out where they were? I think a little research goes a long way. But look, this is all to say, I just want to be positive about Nashville. In a sea of people who rip on this city and who hate it, oh, it's blah, 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 there are ways to make things work. But there is an acceptance and understanding for myself that none of this could have ever happened if it hadn't been for the people who helped make me who I am today and still help guide me and help me find who I am and have been patient with me as they've seen me struggle through so much, from being broke to not having a car to somehow getting my first gig to getting my second gig to, you know what I mean? It's a consistent thing. And right now, here's a cool example. I'm hanging out with my buddy Jay. It's his birthday. He owns Matt's Music Center in Boston, or 25 minutes south of Boston. I'm meeting up Greg from Franklin Strap. Now, in 2017, was playing for a bloke named Michael Christmas. What's up, Christmas, if you watch this? What's up, Indy? I used to live with them. Two of my best friends. And I played with him in Boston, and we went and did a bunch of shows. We did shows with really great people. What So Not, Cousin Steers, opened up all these places, went and played in New York, all this kind of cool stuff. And I reached out and I was like, hey, when I was young, I managed to get one of these shipped from overseas. I love Franklin Strap. Here's my Instagram. I would love to buy one if you offer a discount. I'm a college student, so I don't have much money, but blah, blah. I'm ready to buy one, but if there's anything we can do. And I'd never asked for anything before. And I get this call like, hey, this is Gregory. Man, I see you're a Man United fan. I was like, oh, yes, I see you play for Michael Christmas. I love What a Weird Day and his collab with Mac Miller. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Like, he's like, dude, send me your address. And it's the start of a nearly 10-year friendship now. But when I moved to Nashville, within the first week, he was like, dude, you're here. We have to hang out. I'm in Franklin. And he came and picked me up and we went and got lunch because I had no car. But it was a simple message that sparked like, yeah, he owns a company and they give me straps or do whatever. But it's not about that. It's the fact that I've made a friendship that's gone beyond that. I've watched him have a child be born and grow and we've caught up, and you know, if my parents visited, they've met him and they've sent him presents for him, and it's just like years and years have gone back now. The thing is, I think a lot of people expect things handed to them, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, this generation's entitled or whatever, but there's an understanding that, in my head at least, if you want something, you got to go get it. I moved from overseas. I've been here 9 years in America, and I've worked my ass off, but I'm not going to turn around and be like, well, I worked my ass off, blah, blah. I'm excited to work more, and I don't have too much work on currently because I've got a shifting schedule, but I'm excited to get the work I do and get the calls I do, and I'm just so thankful for every opportunity. So, look, Nashville is a really fantastic city, and it's what you make of it. Yeah, there is a lot of right time, right place, that kind of thing. And, you know, if you are that person, it's good if you recognize it. I've seen guys who've been here a year and they're on biggest gigs in the world. I've seen guys here 20 years and blah, blah, blah. But I personally want to maintain a great attitude and be happy about it. And I'm stoked to live in Nashville. And at least for the time being, I ain't leaving. And, I'm just excited to do it. So anyway, happy birthday, Jay. I'm about to pick him up. We're about to go get Deg Thai. Great spot. Got put onto it by Greg, actually. I'm going to hang out with Jay, and yeah, it's going to be good. Here's a refreshing look on Nashville. A great city, and if you want to be a musician, I say just move here and do it. What have you got to lose? If you're young enough, you're old enough, if you've got enough money, make it through 3 months. If you don't have enough money, move here and force yourself to make that money. Just, you know, I moved here with no money. That's it. I spent 3 months getting by, saving up enough to pay Jason back for that amp. Oh, another rant in D minor. How silly on a Monday. Little bit gloomy. Stormy Monday. Ooh, have you all heard that recording that came out a couple years ago? It's like 66? Okay, it's 67. I had to look it up, and when I did, my recording stopped. But it's Manor House, and it's no, it's not Manor House. That version of The Stumble of John Mayall with Peter Green. As a kid, I transcribed the hell out of that. That was everything to me, The Stumble. But the cassette I had was a half step up, so I learned it in F and way too fast. 67. Maybe, yeah, has the Stormy Monday. Woo! Peter Green on that one, but there's a Clapton version that's stupid. Just unreal. I wish I could play like that, but that's not my voice internally and externally. Still figuring out who I am every day. I love the weird chords and trying to get what's here and here and into a mold and unpressurize that and open it up. I hope the world accepts it musically. That's such a scary but beautiful thing to try. So, here is to Nashville, a good city filled with good, kind-hearted people, and I can't tell enough stories. But more stories will come. But for now, I'm going to go eat some Thai food. Hell yeah. Pad Thai, peanut sauce on the side. Probably get the beef today. Wonder if it comes with egg roll. No, it doesn't. Not a Deg Thai. That's all right. I don't want one anyway. All right. Cheers, y'all. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone has a great Monday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience with me, and thank you for supporting me in any way possible. Thank you to everyone who visited CMA Fest and said g'day. That's I just can't believe it. It's just it's still jarring. It's still jarring to be like, wow, man, like you watched a video of mine and now we're here, and like, you know, I still can't believe anyone watches these. I love the positivity. Negativity is just not worth my time and no point engaging. Good luck to you. But I don't know. I hope you find a cool outlet, or like Bill Hicks said, I don't know, maybe have a fruit cup or something. Peace, y'all. Have a great day.